What's your name and your job position in SquashWise?
My name's Abby Marco, and I'm the executive director and a co-founder.
My name is Zach, and I'm the director of squash.
My name is Matt Skarzinski. I'm the director of graduate success at SquashWise, and I've been here for 14 years. And my role is to support all the high school graduates of our program with their post-secondary careers, whether that's attending college, a vocational program, or going into a career.
So my first question is, why did you create SquashWise? What motivated you to create SquashWise?
So I have been a squash player ever since I was 13 years old myself, and I had always heard about the programs that combine squash and education in New York and in Chicago and Philadelphia, even when I was in high school. And I was always really motivated by the idea of using squash as an opening for life opportunities. So when I moved to Baltimore, and I found out how big a squash community there is here and how much great partnership can happen with the Baltimore City public school system, I started asking around to see if we could start a program.
So why did you join squash?
So I am from Baltimore and was interested in coming home after school. I went to college in Boston, and while I was in college, I really developed a passion for squash and felt like that was a way I could combine both my interest in returning home as well as my passion for the sport and coaching.
What were the early stages of SquashWise like? Was the atmosphere any different back then than like 2008 was it?
Yeah, 2008 was our first year. So we had one full-time staff member, that was me, and I ran the academic side, and we had a part-time squash coach who was actually a graduate of the street squash program in Harlem, who was a student at Morgan State. So we had way fewer coaches and staff. We only had 14 kids. We were at Meadow Mill in the office that we used to have there. We didn't have a bus at first. We traveled by light rail and by walking, which was challenging, in winter and in bad weather and when the train didn't come. I always laugh at how, there's some simple things we could have done to make things easier, like buy drawstring backpacks for students to transport their shoes back and forth from Meadow Mill to the office, and instead we kind of just had to carry our stuff around. And there's so many things that have improved since we started, and we've gotten bigger and more sophisticated as an organization.
It was very much like trying to convince students that this was a program that they should be interested in, that we actually had a team that they would want to join. And so from the early days, we had to do a lot of selling of the program to sort of explain what squash was, what SquashWise was, and why they should join, what was in it for them. And so it was a lot of hitting the ground and doing some community organizing and getting out and talking to students at schools, but also to teachers to tell teachers we're a sports team, but we're also really mostly interested in supporting your students to be as successful as possible in school and prepare them for high school and then eventually life after high school.
It was a smaller program. We didn't have nearly as many students. We were in a more cramped space. We had two small classrooms that doubled as changing rooms, and a little hallway where all our gear was stored. It was definitely a different vibe. Not nearly the variety of programming and not nearly the number of students, but we were building something and learning something new every day and figuring things out as we went.
You can just start off with your name and your job position at SquashWise.
Yeah. My name is Sarah Howell, and I am the Director of Education at Baltimore SquashWise.
My name is Anthony Belcher. I am the middle school academic coordinator, and this is going in year 12 of me working in education. This is my second year working here at SquashWise.
Nice. With your job position, what are the academic expectations that come with middle school students?
So I'd say the biggest part of working with our middle schoolers is setting them up for success, whether it's in high school or beyond. So, working with them to build up those skills for self-advocacy, speaking up and sharing what it is that they need help with.
For middle schoolers, we thrive on having students that take their grades very seriously. So we shoot to have them, we want to keep them at about an 85% GPA, somewhere along the lines of either, we don't want their grades to drop anywhere under a B. So I tell them to always shoot for A's, 4.0. That way, if you fall short of an A, you can land on a B comfortably. But we allow them that room of having a B or an 85% in their class.
What is the tryout process like for incoming middle schoolers?
Yeah, so our tryout process is very much focused on attendance, effort, teamwork, and enthusiasm for squash and academics, right? So we try to get into schools and give kids a bit of a taste of the sport, whether that's hitting the ball against the wall in gym class one day, or whether it's just showing a video in a advisory or a homeroom session, or that's even just talking to kids about the sport. But we're trying to get kids interested to come out to us and try our program. And then other times we're trying to get parents to have their students be interested. But like I said, the tryout process is very much about showing up and being engaged. Almost everybody is brand new to squash when they get on court. So it's not like we're a soccer team that's looking for the best soccer players, or a basketball team that's looking for the best athletes and the best players. We're looking for students that want to be a part of a team and want to work hard, want to have fun, and want to be good teammates. So that's really the focus of our tryouts. Even as we get more and more interest in the program, that's still a fundamental core value of our tryouts at SquashWise.
I'm Coach D, and I am the high school education coordinator.
Cool. So, what are the academic expectations for students?
In terms of academics, we hope that our students attend all their classes, of course, that they're attending school daily. The average GPA ranges from like a 3.4 to 3.5 for most students. So it's ensuring that they pass all their classes that they need to graduate. And if they decide to go to a college, that we help them see it all the way through. And if they decide to do like vocational or training, that we support them with the steps to get into a vocational school, a training school, or to go straight out into the work world.
Although there's a big emphasis on kind of the students individually and kind of how can, like, just making sure that you're taking the initiative. Coach D does a really great job of, I think, reminding and encouraging everybody, and for the high schoolers to support each other as well. But I think that, the next step is moving on to, post-graduation, whether that's college or a career path. And so I think just kind of building those skills of independence and, being able to take initiative and keeping track of your deadlines, all of those things are critically important skills.
What prompted the creation of the JV and varsity team?
Yeah, so a few things. One, we've been competing for many years now, whether that's in individual U.S. squash tournaments or team tournaments against other SEA programs, or local matches against high schools. And typically we were going up against players that were on court training 5, 6, 7 days a week sometimes. And with our offerings at SquashWise at the time, we didn't feel like we were getting enough court time to get that consistent improvement, right? It's tough to really make strides in any sport if you're only playing twice a week. So that was a big part of it. And then at the same time, with SquashWise being a long-term program, as we talked about before, some students are really eager to train and maybe play in college or play competitively in high school. And other students in our program are here for other reasons, whether that's academic support or help with the college process. So varsity and JV seemed like a great way where if a student was eager to advance their skills, make a bigger commitment to the program, that would be available for them. And then for those students that were more interested in other sides of the program, they weren't being thrust into a situation where they had to be doing intensive drilling and things like that if that wasn't something they were as interested in. Squash for them could be more of a fun release of energy, a chance to decompress from the school day, as opposed to, a more intense and focused varsity or JV practice.
My name is Justin Coleman. I go to Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, and as of right now, I'm a senior. My name is Nancy Berry, and I go to Baltimore Polytechnic Institute.
My name's Akil. I go to City, and I'm in 12th grade.
I'm Damian Saunders, and I'm in the 12th grade. I go to Baltimore School for Arts.
I am Markel Davis. I go to Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, and I am currently a senior.
My name is Caden Johnson. I attend Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, and I'm in the 9th grade.
My name is Chad Sweetney. I'm a junior, and I go to City.
My name is Dorian Howell. I go to Archbishop Curley, grade 12.
I'm Deasia Davis. I'm in the 12th grade, and I go to Baltimore City College.
I'm Malik. I graduated in 2017. What I'm doing now is I coach part-time at SquashWise while I'm in undergrad. I'm in graduate school for social work.
My name is Obed. I am a freshman at Chatham University. I would say that's grade 12.
I'm Siraj Dillon. I'm recently graduated from Gilman, like Mr. Hicks over here. I'm currently a freshman at Carnegie Mellon University. And fun fact about me, my favorite ice cream flavor is cookie dough.
Like, how has participating with SquashWise helped your development, like academically, fitness-wise, etc.?
I believe their study hall is a very academically progressing station because it gives you, not many people, especially in this day and age, have like time to just like set aside work. But having a whole like hour and 30 minutes dedicated to completing work, that can help you take a lot of stress off, especially when you have mentors and tutors up there to also assist you with your subjects.
Academically, I feel like it helped me to stay on board and to keep a steady plan when I feel like I would normally steer off track and do my own thing. And then physically, it really encouraged me to work on my physical health and my physical growth. So I think I've gotten a lot stronger, faster, more determined to stay on track.
They push me in all aspects to be better. Whether it is finishing an assignment even though I may not want to or it's not required, or just pushing myself on the court.
What made you want to continue with SquashWise after middle school?
Opportunities that it has. Also, the people here are amazing as well. So it's just easy to like fit in and get in and get what you need to get done. It's also very like academically involved and helps you keep track of your grades and everything. I just think that extra help is always nice.
Mostly like the family atmosphere of it, because like everybody know everybody and then everybody's friendly to everybody. So it's just like, I know a lot of other sports I played wasn't like that, so I like to keep it tightly held.
The people, definitely the people. They've just been pushing me to be the best I can be.
And that like players or coaches or both of them?
Well, mainly coaches, because with the players, we kind of get swapped out. Some seniors leave, some freshmen leave, some people stop, but then the coaches are always there.
What is your favorite part of SquashWise right now?
Right now, I would have to say the people in it, because it's a very good community here. Like everyone's loving, caring, nice, and we all just laugh around, joke, and it's just a good environment here. Very fun.
The people that I've met in SquashWise have really boosted my mood and like how I respond to things, because the community of SquashWise is a really nice, and it's a community that will push you and make sure that you're always okay. And I just like the people here.
Would you recommend SquashWise to a friend or family member?
Yeah, I would recommend it for people that like want to try something new. Because I mean, a lot of people don't really know about squash. So like, I would recommend it to them because it's fun to play. And then the opportunity SquashWise gives you like to travel and do all that other stuff. It's like, I think it's a good opportunity for anybody that want to get involved.
Cool. And why would you recommend it?
Just a place where you can grow and be the best you can be.
Like, how do you believe SquashWise has prepared you for life after high school?
SquashWise pretty much helped me get into college as far as like the applications, signing up for like scholarships, stuff like that. It really prepared me for living like away from home, like going on trips out of state, going on like SEA trips, to tournaments, camps. It got me used to like not being home, so that when I went off to college, I wasn't homesick ever that much, just cause like I was used to that type of atmosphere.
For me, I'm a business management major, and although this isn't necessarily a business, it's a non-profit organization, which I would say correlates on like the business type, and like it just showed me a lot. Like they don't have a necessary source of income. It's not like oh, every week we'll get paid from this, and there. They're kind of, you know, from here and there, they gotta see where they get the money from, donors. But like it showed me, like, especially for like a startup company, like how you really have to like put in the work, and they've done that throughout so many years, just by like, helping kids get better. And so like that has prepared me, because like not only do they like them doing that has shown me that, but they also have people come in who talk about their lives, talk about their experiences, and that's helped me and really like molded me into like the person who I want to be and what I want to do in life.
How would you say your experience with SquashWise compares to other jobs or other extracurricular activities you've done?
I won't even lie to you. SquashWise was my first real job. I think that my experience at SquashWise is certainly one of the most engaging experiences I've had. It's just so incredible to be playing a sport I love, sharing that passion with others, and also just the ability to practice my interpersonal communication skills every day. That's not something you can get at every job. You know, some of the work experiences I've had have been a lot more of analysis and quantitative skills, which I love to do, and you know that strategy kind of manifests itself in what I love in squash. But I would say the main point of SquashWise that really attracted me to the organization was that it is a collaborative effort. From the coaches to Coach D and her educational program to the students and the alumni. Everyone is collaborating. We're practicing interpersonal communication skills all the time. And I'm just enjoying being a part of this community. That's what sets SquashWise apart.
So my name's Emily Franz. I am the development director at SquashWise. So in my role, I lead fundraising for the organization, as well as marketing and communications too.
My name is Kip Colvin. I'm pronouns he, him. I'm the senior programming director.
What events have already taken place to raise money for the program?
So our biggest event every year to raise money is the SquashWise Rally. So that happens the first Sunday in May, and it's a really unique fundraising event. It's a squash tournament plus an informal community party that takes place afterwards. Over the past few years, we've been lucky to have a party in the Greyhound space to give people an opportunity to be in the building before renovations start. Our SquashWise Rally is a huge fundraiser for us. It raises over $400K every year. Our annual operating budget to run the program, to keep the lights on, things like that, is $1.1 million. So if you think about that, that's almost half of our operating budget. The revenue comes through the rally, so it's our biggest event every year.
What is your approach to promoting SquashWise to other schools?
We've taken a different approach this year. This is the first year that we've actually opened up our recruitment to any Baltimore City school student. I think our program is really about building relationships with schools, and that's how we kind of start, is finding a place where we can build a relationship with a school and take it from there. And that process, I think, has really helped us in creating one of the largest recruiting classes we've had in a while.
What are your hopes for the future of SquashWise, whether that's regarding the Greyhound building or just the organization as a whole?
I have a lot of hopes. I want us to find long-term stability. I love the space that we're in right now, but we knew it was temporary when we came into it. I want more people in Baltimore City to know what SquashWise is. I think you probably would agree, as a student being in the program a long time, I think it's hard for kids to explain what squash is, there might be peer pressure. Why aren't you playing basketball? Why aren't you playing football? If we had a greater presence in Baltimore City schools and in the broader community, I think we'd get a lot more kids banging down the door to get into the program.
Yeah, I mean, my hope is that the program is still going strong, that we have that we are maximizing our space, and we are bursting at the seams with students that are excited to be in the program or to get into the program. And I just hope we're a thriving member of the SEA community and have students still that of all different backgrounds and all different interests. So I think it's a really exciting time, and my hope is that we just continue to build our current momentum and are maximizing everything we can do to get more students on a squash court, in the classroom, and involved with the program.
Well, for one, I hope that there's just a lot more access to the program, right? I think with the creation of the Greyhound building and SquashWise as a community center, I hope that we're seeing, 500 students a year coming through that building, if not more, right? Where we are just really just open access to any student in Baltimore City that wants to be a part of our team, because I think then you start to bring family members in, you start to bring in members of the community just around the facility, and you just sort of get to see a lot more positive energy. The more people that are in that building having fun together, supporting each other, the better the results are going to be. Like, that's a part of the magic, is having lots of people in there and lots of good energy.
Our SquashWise program, the program that you're in, the program that students join in middle, maybe early high school, and kind of continue with throughout their high school experience, like that will still remain, I think, a very core part of our identity as an organization and kind of what we do. But I'm excited to see kind of some other opportunities for us to, whether it's through our new space with, the future building that's seems so close. But I think there's some really cool things that we can do, like both as a program that we are now, being able to have more students be able to be a part of that because we'll have more space.
I would hope that 5 to 10 years we are comfortable in the new building, the Greyhound building. I hope that we have increased our size as far as staff and students, but with increasing in that size, I hope we maintain what I was just talking about as far as the family core, that family values. I want kids to still feel the same feeling of this being a safe space or a safe haven here, but in the larger building where it's not lost. Because I don't want it to get to a point where the students feel like a number instead of an actual individual who gets one-on-one time with staff.
I want to get in that Greyhound building. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what SquashWise's impact is for the community as a whole. I really do think that this program is like a best kept secret. Many people don't know about the sport of squash, and for many reasons. And I would love to see what type of transformative work our program does in the city of Baltimore, and maybe perhaps inspiring other programs or across the country, that we take a unique approach to best servicing our students and our families. And I would love to see something for the parents, like a support group or like more of an involved parental community, kind of like how there are team basketball moms and team soccer moms, that we have like team squash families of moms or dads or grannies, whoever, that are more involved and show up, for the community.
I think that SquashWise is one of the best programs in Baltimore City currently. And I think in 5 to 10 years, we will be in the Greyhound building and we will be thriving as an organization. Our youth programs will be robust, and we'll have people like banging down our door to get in. I think that SquashWise is a unique organization in that in 5 to 10 years, I hope that we see sort of operationalize this idea of like building community through squash, both at the student level, right? So like bringing new students from different schools into the fold and then learning how to play the sport. Like that's one way that's operationalized of building community through squash. But then I also think there's an opportunity for like someone who lives along Howard Street, who's never played the sport before, but maybe walks by the building, the Greyhound building every day, and their interest is piqued and they come to a community squash night and they meet you all on the courts, or they meet said volunteer, said donor who's playing on the court because they have a membership, and connections are made. I just think there's tremendous opportunity for us in the future to have this idea of like social change through squash.
By that time, we're going to be in the Greyhound building, which is where, you know, all of the work that we're doing now is pushing us and leading us to that effort. My hope is that squash is going to be able to reach individuals, you know, beyond what we think that they could be. That we're going to have 2, 3, 4 generations of students who come from the same family or different families or different backgrounds, that we're going to experience the magic here at SquashWise, which is that combination of squash and education that is cultivated by caring staff, courageous students, and building a connection in the community.
I hope that they're still thriving in 5 to 10 years. I know our budget has been a little low. I would hope that we get some more donations so we can continue doing these big trips and these fun events, especially stuff like College Tours, because that's pretty important, especially since that's what we're going to be doing after high school. Well, I'd also say that I would love to come back and, you know, preach to the SquashWise students 5-10 years from now.
Oh, I just hope it would be bigger so it could reach more people and help others like me.
I hope that there's still a community. I hope there's still love for everybody. You know, everybody wants everyone to succeed and to grow, and it just expands more, and we just expand the love more.
Cool. To flourish and just like become a real part of Baltimore. You know, like you go down the street and someone, oh, I play squash. Like they know it. Like they have like some idea. Like how you say someone like football. Like someone obviously you know what football is or basketball. Yeah.
I hope SquashWise can be like a bigger thing that people will like know about, because when you tell people about squash or SquashWise as a program, most people don't know what it is. So I just hope that like in like 5 to 10 years the outreach is bigger and people are able to come and have a lot of fun here.
I just hope that it still involves the older, like the older people from the program still in the program within the Greyhound building. And it doesn't just turn into like a rec center kind of thing. I mean, that's also cool, but I just feel as though like the home base of the team should be like over everything, just because we are the foundation. We like put forth what it's supposed to look like in the future.
I hope to see like with the program, it would branch out to the point where like city high schools could try to incorporate a squash club or something like that. But definitely trying to expand more throughout the city and through other schools.
Yeah, I hope they're still going strong. Like, hopefully, like when they get their facility done, and that way the program, I think that would be big to help the program grow, because we've needed something like that like forever. So hopefully that's up and running, and yeah, hopefully I can come back whenever to help, even whenever I graduate. So yeah, I just hope they're still going strong 5-10 years from now.
I really hope like the new building prosper, and then like a bunch of kids just come in, and you got like the little 5-year-olds and the upper kids, and we just teach everybody how to play squash. And then like they have the little community nights, and you just walk in and you just gotta say, wow, like this is it. This is top tier for SquashWise.
Oh, we can be like one of those big programs in Maryland, not just like Baltimore. Like I want us to expand to like the counties like Baltimore County, Montgomery County, and maybe PG. Just to the point where we don't just have the Baltimore SquashWise, we have like DMV SquashWise. And I feel like we can really make that leap once we get the Greyhound building finished. And then Baltimore will be like cemented like, oh, we have this landmark area that's Baltimore SquashWise. Then like, you know, other programs like Squash Busters, they have the different variations throughout the whole state and even the province. So we can probably do the same.
I'm of course excited to see the program move to the Greyhound building. I think like based on the layouts that I've seen, it's going to be sick. Like 6 courts, like offices, classrooms, and all that. I would say one area where I'd love to see SquashWise improve, maybe approaching some more middle schools and high schools. I know that generally SquashWise tends to recruit from KIPP. I'd love to see some more students from maybe across the Baltimore area at different schools come and participate in the program. I would, of course, love to see the volunteer base grow. I think we have a wealth of squash players from different generations and just people who would love to help out, and I'd love to see more volunteers, come in for the Tuesday, Thursday sessions, and some of the free play sessions, and just to like play around, get to know the community.
I hope that we're a powerhouse, like New York, Squash Haven. There's so many SEA powerhouses. Like, I feel like we're always the underdog. I hope with the building that coming up, more people are interested. We're able to like get like Combs, especially, who's a really good coach, but he also transitioned to something new in his life. Hopefully he stays, but if he doesn't, I hope we get like a coach that like pushes our players to nothing but their best. And if Combs stays, hope he is able to do that. But yeah, people like that just see a potential in this and are able to like push the program to something like that's way better. And hopefully we'll become a powerhouse in the next couple of years. And I'll be proud to come back and say I'm from SquashWise. I'm still proud, but we're always the underdogs.